The Scorch is a post-apocalyptic desolate city covered in sand dunes and dust. We modeled entire city blocks of intact buildings to visualize what the city would have looked like before it was abandoned, and then proceeded to damage and decay all these buildings with a combination of art-directed and procedural techniques. These buildings were then used for all the shots in this environment. We achieved a realistic look for the debris by developing a new system that consisted of simulating large assemblies of tangled debris draped over damaged buildings. These entangled clumps of broken building components would catch on protrusions, hang off ledges, and accumulate in interesting shapes and piles. We also ran per-shot large simulations of terrain debris, which connected all the buildings with the surrounding sand. It also realistically embedded the debris into the sand so it looked like it had naturally accumulated over time. The final step in integrating all the structures in this environment was a particle-based weathering system. We showered millions of particles over entire city blocks to simulate weathering patterns to create a staining map that tied all the buildings together, as if they have been aged and decayed by the same weather. To sell the idea of a city that has been taken over by sand, we had to really push the detail at every scale, from vast expanses of sand dunes to smaller sand accumulations against each building and surrounding debris. We first created the large shapes that were art-directed and composition-driven and maintained the angle of repose to respect real-world physics. Based on simulations of how sand particles travel with the wind, we developed a physically accurate shader for the dunes that incorporated realistic ripple patterns.